This is episode 1 of 100-Bit Sessions.
I'm Mark.
And I'm Michael. And this week we've got a few game announcements that we get to talk about. Alright, so first and foremost, it's not a new game, but it is a game that people are looking forward to. Dragon Quest XI. New gameplay trailer along with developers talking about some of the features and whatnot that the combat has that's going to make it different from previous Dragon Quest, yada yada yada, classic, beautiful PR.
Hullabaloo.
Hullabaloo, yeah. Whatever word you want to use for it. Nier Automata. Release date is like March 17th.
Was that like the was that like the Asian inspired like
it's
Dark
like
Souls?
Chinese inspired Dark Souls, if I remember
Chinese
correctly.
inspired Dark Souls.
And the only reason why I know anything about that game is because of YouTube commercials. So it's usually for games. I don't know what to call YouTube commercial games.
Good luck, I guess.
Yes, right.
Nier.
Whoever the development team is behind that. Something to mention that launched this week on the 15th. Mario Run.
Right. I'm an Android guy, so I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, sad face. Well, I've gotten a chance to play it. For those that do not know, the game is free to download. It does not cost you a penny to get it onto your phone and try out the first, I think it's 3 levels. Once you get to the 3rd level and you finish it, you could go back and play through the first 3 levels over and over again. And there's some things to incentivize you, collecting these specific coins. I have not done a great job, but the first level so far I found is the purple coins. The second level is pink coins, and they place them in different places along the map for you to jump and whatnot. The reason why I wanted to bring up Mario Run is, the App Store's Facebook page is not very happy. A lot of people who they downloaded it with under the guise that it's free, right? Because it allows you to play the first couple levels free. And when you get to the very first castle, it asks you to purchase the game, which we've known since the announcement of this game during Apple's press release that it was going to be a $10 title. That they were going to be charging money for this.
Right.
So with that being said, I don't know, some of these comments and whatnot are hilarious on how people lay I don't know, they just get up in arms.
I mean, from what I hear, it's a full-fledged Mario game. There's 6 worlds, I believe. Not necessarily 8, but that's fine. And from the reviews that I've read, it has all the trappings of a full Mario game, just with a different twist on the gameplay, from what I hear. I know of a few of the unlockable things and characters. There's that whole that house-building mode, a Toad Rally, I believe, as well.
Oh yeah.
It's you have a full-fledged Mario game essentially sitting at your hands, which, if given to a different developer, you'd see $40 if this was a Wii U eShop title, or $20. So, from my opinion, I don't think. Obviously, I'm pretty sure. Confident you feel the same. I don't think $10 is too much to ask for.
It's definitely like when you think of value, though, there are games on the app marketplace that are definitely worth the value that maybe you don't necessarily have to dish out $10 to get, but they're solid titles. Like, for example, you can get Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. You can get what is it called? All the Final Fantasy games. Those are
right.
You can get KOTOR, Knights of the Old Republic, for crying out loud, on your phone, unless that's a tablet only. Needless to say, it's people are up in arms about the value that you're getting for it. So what I wanted to read a couple quotes. You play 3 levels and then you buy the others. Middle finger, middle finger. They should make it totally free with in-app purchases, just like Clash Royale. No one is going to pay $10 for this. Middle finger, middle finger, middle finger. A lot of middle fingers.
That's an emoji?
Yeah, apparently it's an emoji.
Oh.
For Apple users.
Yeesh. Okay.
Then there's some other people with different opinions. Yeah, y'all go play some freemium Farmville or Game of War. I'm sure those are more suitable games for you. Fucking shit.
I think this is just more, this kind of game, well, that kind of strategy of selling a game hasn't really hit the app market yet. That's a very casual, I would want to say those comments are not necessarily Nintendo fans or even hardcore gamers in a lot of senses. It's a lot of, the casuals who have done these free-to-play and only want to pay for stuff if given the option to.
Yeah.
Clash Royale, Farmville, exactly. Perfect examples like them.
Like
maybe those are the games built for them.
And you know what? Like thinking of it from a positive side, here's somebody else that I'd rather pay $10 than run into, oh no, you ran out of lives. Buy more for only 99 cents.
They don't have that in the game, do they?
No, they don't. But
there's no microtransaction.
It's like it's showing like how bad a first party Mario game could have been with on the phone if it had taken on some of the habits that the mobile market has right now. It could have been a lot worse. $10 for a game that you're going to spend a few hours on is not a bad trade. A lot of people do that with $60 games like No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
You play it for 2 hours and then you throw it out the fucking window.
Exactly.
It's what it is.
From what I've seen, there's enough replayability of these coin collecting and the building stuff. I'm not quite sure what that mode was called. The competing with friends on the Toad Rally. You have more than enough there, even then, for your $10. If you really want to play through the 6 worlds, go for it. But you have a lot more waiting for you there, still, without having to pay anything.
Yeah, so it's ridiculous. It's people being, whatever it is they want to be. It's, angry consumers.
Casuals.
Casuals.
Let them.
January 12th, another announcement, last announcement, Platinum wireless headset launching January 12th for $159.99 US. Will feature 3D audio technology, the very first set of headphones that are advertising that sort of thing.
Sorry, Sony?
Yeah.
PlayStation?
Yeah. Do you recall I got, a couple years back, I got the gold headphones that were wireless. Use a little dongle. It's the exact same thing, but it's higher quality. Has noise canceling included. It's supposed to include higher quality. What is it? Not microphones. Speakers. 7.1 virtual surround sound is what they're tagging it. I just recently learned what 7.1 means.
Nice.
So that just goes to show how much of an audio enthusiast I am. Not that much. Anyways, so something, though, that I wanted to note from the PlayStation blog's post about this was that they're advertising that 3D audio is a feature that can be used for VR games. There are no VR games that are announced to work with it, but they are saying that Uncharted 4 at launch, which is January 12th again, will have 3D audio patched into it at that time.
So, one game at the moment.
Yeah, they have a few announced that will be, but they're not out yet. MLB The Show 17, Uncharted The Lost Legacy, which was just announced at PSX, and Days Gone, which we've been seeing since E3 this year, which is wonderful, but these games are not out yet, which will make these headphones kind of feel, I don't want to say useless, but it's just a feature that you shouldn't really be advertising as much as you are.
Is that 3D audio a setting or a switch?
I think it's just a feature. I don't think it's a setting or anything. One thing to note, when I had the gold wireless headphones, the way that they worked is you downloaded a companion app onto your PS4, and you would set the headset to a profile for a video game. So you could set it to the infamous Second Son profile, or you could set it to a generic FPS profile, or so on and so forth. And it would try to kind of adjust how the feedback of the speakers for the headset. I imagine it would be something similar where you download a profile for 3D audio and set it for the specific video game that you're going to play. Or it might be a setting like HDR in Final Fantasy 15.
Then I would assume they would keep that going and probably have something in their little companion thing about 3D audio.
Yeah, I mean, the Final Fantasy 15 having a setting for HDR was really surprising in the fact that the PS4 already asks you if you want to turn HDR on when you connect it into a 4K TV.
Oh, okay.
So to think that it needs to ask again just goes to show that the feature is there, but it's not being used for these video games. It's only specific video games are using these features.
Right. So is it gonna be uncomfortable wearing it with the VR headset?
I don't think so. It's wireless. It's a set of wireless ones. So I imagine it would use a dongle that you would connect it to the PS4, which would be great for PSVR users because they already are attached to a box. Why give them another cable to be attached to? Give them this very classy, fancy headset that's wireless. The quality is very. I really enjoyed my gold headphones, and they were really high quality. I only just recently had to ditch them because they were the fabric on the outside was starting to fall apart. But other than that, they're great. I really want another pair, and these are perfect replacements, at least for myself. They
were sold at $100, right? Gold.
Gold was sold retail at $100. You could pick it up right now for like $80. I saw it like as low as $60 during some sales for the gold set. So if you're looking for just a good solid pair of headphones, the gold is a very, very cheap alternative. But if you're looking for like a premium, I'm going to use some taglines here. Noise canceling microphones providing crisp, clear communication. If you want the fancy stuff, this $160 headphone at launch will be fine. If not, just wait for a price drop or something.
I guess so. That seems about right. That much money for an upgrade. Well, I want to assume what you're paying for is that thing that's going to be supported by one game at launch.
Yeah, like
maybe
that feature is useless until more games get that support from developers. Same goes for the VR stuff. Like it's being described for VR. It sounds something that VR developers would want to use. I think some are already, so I imagine at the time of this, whenever it comes out, some other developers might come forward and say, we've been working on a patch too. But at least as of December 14th, the only one that's confirmed to come out is Uncharted 4, or the only one that's going to work.
All right, well, cool thing later, probably for prepping for the future.
Yeah. So let's talk about some releases.
Okay, cool.
So at your physical shops, you can pick up Shantae Half Genie Hero for PS4, Vita, and Wii U.
I gotta get that.
Interestingly enough, Shantae can be picked up digitally on Steam and Xbox One as well. But no, I have not been able to see where we can purchase physical copies. I checked Amazon. Maybe I don't know how to use Amazon. I checked GameStop. Maybe I don't know how to use GameStop. But as far as I could tell, for whatever reason, the only physicals that they're getting, maybe it's part of a Kickstarter.
It was a Kickstarter. I just don't know which stretch goals they want. I thought they would focus on they got Steam, but I don't think they would focus on
physical releases. Yeah, for physical releases, Wii U, PS4, and PS Vita received physical releases in stores.
Okay.
Or will receive January 20th, the day after this video comes out.
That's probably their best bet. I mean, I don't know much about the Xbox One market. I don't know who's going to run off to get Half Genie Hero for the Xbox, because Shantae is kind of, I believe, in that camp where if you're a Shantae fan, you're more likely a Nintendo fan, if anything.
With the Wii U.
Yeah.
And I feel like the PlayStation thing is just because PlayStation has been the more popular platform these recent years, with the exception of these past few months where trends are kind of shaky.
Yeah, and if you don't want to spend the money there, because you're already trying to see a return on it, especially if it's kickstarted.
Yeah.
So putting enough manufacturing in Xbox One just seems like a little too much. Yeah. But hey, that's exciting. They still have access to it. Alright, cool. I actually completely forgot about that game. I want to get it.
Yeah, digital releases. Walking Dead New Frontier, a.k.a. Season 3. Clementine is all grown up. She has a friend from Season 2, if you've been playing. And, yeah, they're on an adventure to the New Frontier.
No. I haven't played any of them. I'm not sure.
So, pre-order bonus for actually purchasing this thing, you would get Season 2 of The Walking Dead and the little in-between thing that they did for Walking Dead, the Michonne or Michonne. I don't know how that character's name.
Oh, Michonne.
Michonne, yes, episodes 1, 2, and 3 for her game. With that said, let's see here. When family is all you have left, how far will you go to protect it? After society was ripped apart by undead hands, pockets of civilization emerged from the chaos. But at what cost? Can the living be trusted on this new frontier? New frontier, get it? As Javier, a young man determined to find the family taken from him, you meet a younger girl who has experienced her own unimaginable loss. Her name is Clementine, and your fates are bound together in a story where every choice you make could be your last.
So we're not...
Season pass is going for $24.99. 5 episodes in this game that's set to come out. I imagine they'll release it weekly or something like they've been doing, or monthly or whatever.
So we're not going to space?
No. Wrong New Frontier. I know, very misleading. I was pretty bummed out too to find out the real rocket ships in this game.
Space zombies.
Yeah,
in The Walking Dead.
It's very interesting. After reading that, I'm kind of confused now, because I thought you were playing as Clementine, but from the sounds of it, it sounds like you're going to be a new guy that meets Clementine. I don't know, it'll be worth a shot. Game comes out December 20th. You can pre-order and pre-download off of the PlayStation, I imagine the Microsoft stores, and play day one or whatever. And then the last thing to mention, Division Expansion 2 Survival is coming out this Tuesday, December 20th. Rumors of a cure begin to circulate as monstrous snowstorms approach New York City. Sent to recover the potential antidote, your chopper is brought down, leaving you cold, hungry, and stripped of gear, forcing you to find warmth and scavenge for materials. You must search for the cure in these unforgiving conditions. Beware of other dangers, and find a way to extract it from the chaos. Our survival depends on it. New gameplay, shelters, PvP or PvE modes and survival, hunters, stuff that should make the game more fun.
I heard that players were recently flocking back to it.
Yeah, they just had a free weekend.
Yeah,
they just had a free weekend.
And I guess the promise of this might have been I don't know the specifics of that they're coming back to stay in preparation for this expansion. So I know they've launched 2 of them, I think.
Yeah, no, this is the second one.
This is the second one? Okay.
Yeah, this is expansion 2.
I heard that first one didn't do so great in the grand scheme of things.
Expansion 1 Underground.
Right. I didn't hear much of it around afterward, and I know Division itself was beginning to just kind of drop off, but it got a resurgence back, so hopefully it found its core crowd now.
I'm getting too many Destiny vibes from this thing.
A little bit. Maybe that was the issue.
As far as the fact that they're releasing them as $15 expansions each time they come out, or you could get the season pass, but you still have to buy the base game in order to get the expansions, in order to catch up, because that's what it really feels like.
And most of the debate will be about whether that $15 was worth it or not.
Yeah, I'm okay. That's why I haven't been playing it lately.
Yeah, let them do it.
Yeah, but what I have been playing lately was Final Fantasy 15, and I've been playing some Pokemon when I can.
Oh, same here. I'm assuming there's a lot of people, if anybody is still listening in, that Final Fantasy 15 or Pokemon is probably your focus.
Yeah, I mean, I've right, like just paint a target on the back of me.
Yeah.
Well, I've been as much as I've been wanting to play Final Fantasy 15, I've barely gotten any time into this game. I think I don't think I've broken the double digits yet, but I'm I like what I've played, and I keep on wanting to go back even whenever I can sneak it in. Half an hour here, 20 minutes there, whenever I can.
If you can do that, then yeah, you got yourself a good game. If the side stuff is as interesting as the main stuff, then you're good.
That's all I get to do lately because I don't have enough time to sink into the story. So me knowing, okay, I only have 30 minutes right now. Let's see what side quests I can knock out. I'll go on a hunt. I'll go help this guy repair his car, and then okay, now I'm back and I gotta go. I gotta go do this other thing.
They've so story wise, I think I'm on chapter 4, but I haven't really started it.
I think I'm still on like chapter 2.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, no spoilers here, but I can say at least if there's one thing that I can find that's an issue, I'm having trouble reading enemies' attacks and utilizing the camera to the best of my ability.
Oh, the camera's the difficult.
I set it to far away to try and help me out. But I'm still having trouble reading attacks. I'm just sponging up hits.
What I found is kind of doing the Assassin's Creed route where I'll warp strike into one enemy, do a few attacks, and then warp strike to another enemy, and keep kind of moving between enemies to keep all of them off balance. And then my teammates kind of figure out what to do around that when it comes to like attacking the enemies and whatnot, assisting me with blind strikes and link strikes.
So sad to say we have nothing major story wise. I'm assuming it's going to be set up to be typical Final Fantasy epicness.
Yeah, one thing that makes me happy that I'm taking my time with this game is all this talk about Chapter 13 updates and patches that's going to happen. Because apparently Chapter 13 is kind of iffy, and they feel the need to correct it. Which concerns me, as someone who has not gotten to Chapter 13, who's thinking to himself, should I wait? Should I drag this on until they patch it? Like, what the hell do I do? Like, and it's not just, oh, we're patching stability or, we're patching the frame rate. We're patching whole new cutscenes into this game.
Huh.
So the vanilla version of Final Fantasy 15 is going to be completely different from the Final Fantasy 15 we'll play a year from now, or 2 years from now, apparently. Like, you cannot buy it in store, like the version that we're playing right now. A year from now, you won't be able to play it anymore.
Right.
Which is concerning. At least for people who are into like the whole archiving thing.
If it's for making the story maybe more cohesive or better, then I'm all for it, and maybe we'll be fine without that vanilla version, I guess. But
yeah, the primary concern is that people feel in order to understand Chapter 13, forced into watching Kingsglaive, and that some characters that are treated important, not naming any characters' names, are then quickly swept under the rug, which they want to patch back in, which is like more cutscenes with these characters that they feel weren't given enough love or whatever.
Huh. No, I haven't seen Kingsglaive. I have it. Was debating watching it before starting 15, but I never got to it and just started it.
Yeah, same. I just jumped straight into the game. I was so excited. I was a little schoolgirl, just, ooh, it's out!
I did watch a primer of like the world and stuff beforehand that covered the anime.
Well,
and
I watched the anime. I watched the Brotherhood anime, which was great. Really pissed off that they live streamed the final episode with a bunch of weirdos introducing it and whatnot, but still watched it. Still was great.
Huh.
10 out of 10. Watch the anime.
Yeah.
If you enjoy your Boy Band Simulator 2016, watch the anime version, please.
Okay. Speaking of which, actually, I thought I would be annoyed by it, but I'm actually liking the camaraderie between the four.
Yeah, no, it's great, and one thing that occurred to me when I was driving out to a chocobo farm was Prompto turned around in the car and asked me, hey, do you want me to take more pictures of one specific person, or do you want me to continue taking pictures of everybody equally?
Small things.
Which was really great, because you don't have control of Prompto, at least not initially. You can buy the ability to take pictures during specific moments, but I personally like leaving it to the AI and seeing what kind of pictures he gets me.
Right. Their conversations, their character qualities apply to their overall growth. Like Prompto has the photography, skill bar. Ignis has cooking, Gladio survival, Noctis has fishing.
I'll tell you what though, I spent a good hour, 2 hours fishing the hell out of some lakes.
I liked the fishing minigame.
Yes. Where the hell do I buy the Tonberry fishing lure? I got it as a quest, and then a freaking fish ate it immediately afterwards, and I don't know where to get this lure anymore.
Hey, I have a guide. I'll let you know.
Okay,
I'm sure it's
right.
somewhere.
Yeah, we'll have to look it up. I've been sneaking in some Pokemon on my handheld whenever we go do laundry and whatnot. And then I this week I got to sneak in some Skyrim before going to work a couple times.
Ooh, can I get to tell my Pokemon story?
Oh, okay. What Pokemon story?
Okay. Like for Sun and Moon, right? All right. I'm about 5 trials in. Okay, the story is going great. I'm having fun. I'm playing it. I'm holding my hand. Suddenly, I drop my 3DS, right? And I was dropping it in the middle of saving. You see? So when I look down, I see the cartridge popped out of its slot and immediately had a heart attack. I put it back in and found out that it was corrupted, and I had to start over.
No.
To be fair though, as a positive note to the game, I loved it, and I still loved it at the point that I was willing to go through it again.
Oh yeah, okay? So I'm glad you went through. What crystal are you at now in terms of the trials?
I'm in post game now.
Oh, okay. You've already finished the game. Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm in post game. So
yeah, no, I'm a sad bastard. I'm at like 25 hours just harvesting Pokemon, just collecting all of them on all the routes as new ones keep popping up, and I'm only on the 4th crystal.
No, but the thing is, it turned into a blessing in disguise because when I managed to pick my starter, my Rowlet was shiny.
Oh.
So now I have myself a shiny Decidueye.
Oh man, lucky.
So it was a blessing, and I didn't miss out too much.
I caught my very first shiny in this game.
Oh yeah, did you?
Like my very first shiny ever, which was a shiny Ghastly.
Ooh.
Who will grow up into a shiny Gengar.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I need to get a hold of the Gengar crystal.
You know what's annoying about that? You got to prove to people that, remember way back when the Pokebank gets updated, you got to convince people because they handed out a shiny Gengar in stores before.
Yes. With
Gengarite and all that stuff.
Yes.
You got to tell them that it's not.
Well, the difference will be I have it on my Sun and Moon copy, which right now can't be, like, nothing can trade over to it.
That's
right?
true, yeah.
Like, can you transfer games or Pokemon from X to Sun and Moon yet?
Not yet. January is when they're promising X, Y, Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire, and Red, Blue, and Yellow on the Virtual Console.
Oh, you mean the support for the Pokemon Bank?
Yes, the bank support, so you can move them over.
I need to finish my playthrough of Yellow. Anyways.
Yeah. But yeah, you got you're fine now, and even then, when you have your shiny Gengar, just look at the stats of it. It'll show you where you had it, where you caught him.
Oh.
If it was met in a special encounter or something, then obviously that was a Gengar that was given away by a code.
Okay, yeah.
It'll show you the route, and it'll show you the location that you found it.
I'll print out my certificate of authenticity later.
Yeah, no, I got to do that in Omega Ruby because of my stupid ass shiny Magikarp.
Oh my god.
I gotta tell everybody that it's not the shiny Gyarados from Heart Gold and Soul Silver. But yeah, Pokemon and post game and stuff is pretty exciting. I'm trying to get into competitive, but not like insane amount of competitive. Mm-hmm. I want to raise the Pokemon that I like and raise them to the best of my ability. I'm liking what things like the Pokepelago does. To be fair, against people who say I don't think it's called Pokepelago. If it's pronounced archipelago, I would say Pelago. Pokepelago.
Dude, don't ask me. I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know. But what is it? Now I'm just working on filling out the Pokedex, which I don't know if you guys follow Cerebi.net or anything like that, but I look at the stats for something. I'm looking for a Shelder. It is a 1% chance of showing up.
Oh God!
If there's one thing, yeah, I could say that there's weird statistics for Pokemon showing up in this game.
Yes, and they show up like early on. Like I had a section where Magby were showing up and it was this awful loop of consistently killing one Magby and then having the surviving one call in for backup. And finally, Magmar showed up, and apparently it's again one of those scenarios where the chance of running into this bastard is very, very slim, at least out in the wild. So it caught me completely off guard.
Yeah, one of these, I know there's a route where there's a Pokemon Bagon, the baby dragon, that you can find at like 1%. And then different Pokemon, like Magmar, can show up on those calling out battles, and there's a 1% chance that just out of nowhere, its fully evolved form, Salamence, will be there.
Yeah, my nephew made me look bad. He caught one of these Bagons and trained it up into a Salamence already. He's put me to shame. He's made me very proud, and I'm glad I got him into Pokemon, as my sister was who got me into Pokemon, bought me my very first game. So kind of, brought that full circle.
But now
he's surpassed me already. I wasn't ready for it. But it's also a time issue. I always feel like I don't have enough time for my video games.
Yeah. I put as much time away just trying to fill out the Pokedex, and yeah, the only thing I could say is that their Pokemon, the rates and the kinds of Pokemon that show up in those routes are just really weird. Like, nobody would ever know if there was a 1% chance of Shelter showing up. In fishing, specifically.
Yeah, that you would have to look.
At least make it a 5 or 10% chance or something. I don't know. But, handhelds on Pokemon and consoles on Final Fantasy. We've done occasional pokes into Skyrim, we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
I've shelved it for now due to Final Fantasy, but it looks nice. I jumped into the mods a little bit to make it look a little bit nicer. I'm on the PlayStation 4 version, by the way.
Why I'm doing. Okay, yeah. The only reason why I've been playing it, just to give a little backstory, 2011, I did not care for this. The meme of arrow in the knee, or arrow on the knee, or arrow through the knee, or whatever, arrow in knees. I didn't participate. I didn't play the game. Everybody around me played the game and loved the game. I am just now getting into the game because I owned Legendary Edition on my PC, and they just gave me a copy of the Special Edition, and I said, why not? Loaded it up, and I don't know if maybe I'm just, because I'm older now, I have a different appreciation for the game, and I'm really enjoying myself now.
That's good. That's good. There's a lot to do in it, and, you're a big Fallout guy.
Oh yeah, love me my Fallouts.
So I thought this would have come hand in hand, which I guess it eventually did.
Iffy, because I feel like the only reason why I could stomach this game right now as opposed to previously, was because I've really done more playthroughs of Dragon Age, playing it in different styles, not just classic swordsman, warrior, boring. I say boring because I'm learning about myself and what I enjoy. And I'm finding that magic and bows and arrows in Skyrim are my thing. This kind of ranged, all-powerful wizard kind of guy that doesn't want to run up and stab you, but stand back from afar and snipe you with his orcish bow.
Yeah. It's a few years old, but if it can still hold this kind of appreciation later, from both a guy who's playing it fresh and a guy who's playing it after, going through it on the 360. It's a good game. It's a good fun. Is it worth $60 though? I'd say no. I got it for free. I got it for.
My opinion was I was really able to stay open-minded about this game.
Right.
I didn't have a price tag.
I got it for. I picked it up Black Friday, $25. Oh, that would be the best way to do it. Yeah. I think. $60, I don't think is worth it, especially if you played it before.
Speaking of Skyrim, has it been confirmed? Has Todd Howard confirmed that it's coming to the Switch yet?
Not confirmed, but glad you mentioned that because now we can jump into the rumor mill.
Ooh, rumor mill!
And obviously,
turn the mill of rumors.
100% of this is going to be Switch based, and
100%. I'm going to rip off one of my favorite podcasters here. I just can't wait for the Switch. January 12th, baby!
Right, software lineup and all that. However, the Nintendo gamers who are hardcore into this know of a person called Laura Dale.
Laura Dale?
which, depending on who you go to, is either, like, pretty accurate or 100% accurate. I haven't done my own research.
She's, like, 65% accurate.
Yeah. We've gotten to some fairly weird things in the rumor mill, but first, like, on the system itself, lot of these you can...
She's nailed an oddly specific amount of, like... It's just some things. She just... How did you know? How did you know, lady? You could not have guessed it.
Yeah, so, like, some of these things either are just too weird, but weird enough that Nintendo might have them do it, or just off the wall crazy. But I can confirm that Skyrim is coming. It's in its trailer.
It has to be, please.
It has to.
Watch them like bait and switch. It's like JK LOL is Fallout 4.
Right. But for the system itself, there's smaller things like the size of the screen. It's 720p and will be a touchscreen. I think those are pretty given. I don't think they will ditch a touchscreen at any point. Another one is there's, like they did with the Wii U, two different prices have been found, suggesting one with more memory, one with less, which at $200 or $250, $250. That's in pounds though, so who knows what it'll be over here.
Yeah.
One of the weirder ones was a handheld only version of the Switch, which I didn't know was a thing.
Just make it more gimmicky. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean,
no handheld
that's
only
just,
Switch at launch.
That's something so odd that, like, she has to... There's got to be some grain of truth to that.
Right.
Like, it had to be up as an option at some point if it's not, like, in the planning stage.
Yeah, I mean, like, just... It's selling it without the dock and giving you a charger.
Yeah, just make it... Just add the gimmick to your gimmick.
Like, I don't get it either.
Remove the gimmick from your gimmick. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That's removing your gimmick from the gimmick.
Like, what's happening now? Are you going to sell docks separately? Yeah. Are you going to... I don't know. It could happen, it could not. Either way, they're saying that this handheld-only version will not be at launch, but I guess later.
Yeah, combing through some NeoGAF threads, today some dev kit stats apparently have leaked. 4 ARM Cortex A57 cores, max 2 gig. I'm not going to go into all these little things. One thing that I will say... 720 display at 6.2 inches is what it's claiming. USB 2.0 and 3.0, 32 gigabyte of storage, and 4 gigabytes of RAM with a teraflop of power. Because the industry has been loving throwing the teraflops around. So that gauges it, and this is where the rumors kind of concern me. That gauges the power scale somewhere stronger than a Wii U, but weaker than a PS4. I think the PS4 had like 1.1 1.25 teraflops or whatever the hell, of continuing to use that measurement. Because then, at that said, these people are also claiming that it's going to be running 1080p at 60 frames per second or 4K at 30 frames per second. With the 10-point multi-touch screen.
For Nintendo licensed games, yes. I can see them maybe doing that.
And this is from another Nintendo leaker, whatever you want to call this person, Saint Nikki. Nothing to be... there's no proof, there's no ounce of credibility to this. This, for all we know, could be a giant pile of poopy pants. There's nothing to ground this off of. It's just more Switch rumors.
Right. And mine are focused all on Laura Dale, which I can take with some kind of credibility. But if the only thing I'm worried, I'm not concerned at all how the games are going to be how the Nintendo games are going to be on this Switch. They're going to be great anyway, because the Nintendo games on the Wii U are great now.
Beautiful. Most of them run at 60 frames, anyways.
The concern is ports, which I do want Nintendo to have that third-party support, a good amount of it, which means those ports of certain games that we'll be going into, I hope run as good or maybe a little bit better, and that they're not sacrificing quality for the sake of bringing the game with you.
Yes.
For that Switch.
Alrighty. Just for the sake of time, moving on to our fuzzy feels. These are our honorable mentions, stories of the week that made our tummies warm and helped us sleep at night. I want to mention, apparently somebody on Reddit got Bill Gates as the secret Santa for the Reddit swap, which is freaking great because they got a ton of Microsoft stuff, and apparently Bill Gates is a big Wind Waker fan because he got a ton of Wind Waker stuff too, blankets. I think I saw robes and slippers, and then a like foam master sword. It's great. It's wonderful. Please, if you can, find the post on Reddit or anywhere else if it's reposted, and take a look. Another thing I wanted to mention is that CD Projekt Red has gotten a $7 million grant from their local, I think it's a Polish government, to research multiplayer immersion along with a number of other different features for research, along with a bunch of other developers that have done other work, developers for Dead Island, Dying Light, Lords of the Fallen. All these developers have been receiving grants for this type of research.
Huh.
Just to kind of put it in perspective, though, $7 million is not a lot to them. It's probably like a small team or something because it cost $81 million for the estimated budget for Witcher 3 was $81 million. So just to kind of put those numbers into perspective as far as what that money is really going to get.
Right, it's something to play with.
And at that, I don't know if that's $7 million a year because the $81 million budget is probably over the course of multiple years. So I don't know if it's $7 million a year or if it's $7 million like a one-time deal. Like, here you go, look into this.
Yeah, go for it. Okay, that's cool. Another one I got, which some people might not remember because it's one of those highlights of the day and then swept under for more news. But it's a positive side of the gaming community. There was apparently a Best Buy. Oh my god, I forgot where it was. But regardless, it was a Best Buy. There was a kid who was coming in there for I think about 2 months before around this time. He would come in every day to the Wii U stand and play through the demos and stuff of the Wii U. You know, everybody's seen them. And a lot of employees took notice of this. And apparently what they did was that one day when he came in, maybe about a week or two ago, they put their money together and they bought him his own Wii U for home. I believe it was the Mario Kart bundle. I think they gave him some other games and controllers as well. And the kid was obviously ecstatic, happy as can be.
Yeah.
And that
I don't know if he was ecstatic. If you watch the video, he just kind of looks like, oh dang, like he's and like this is like emotionless. Oh dang, like oh my god, thank you.
Oh no, I think you've done it. I've done it where like you're not sure what emotion to express, so you kind of keep it.
And you know what though, like you could definitely tell he went through one emotion he experienced was gratitude because he started crying. In the video, you could see him starting to wipe tears away. I don't know for what reason. I'm hoping it's joy, happiness that these people would do something so nice for him. I kind of wish it was done or gone about differently as far as the employee side, because we don't know, or at least personally, I don't know why that kid was coming into the store to play these video games. Maybe he was having home problems, and now they just gave him a Wii U to play at home. Which is where he's having these problems. It's like, oh, like you just screwed me, man. Like now I got to go to a different Best Buy to play these games.
Judging from his reaction, then I guess he's overall positive about it.
I would hope it's nothing that serious. I would hope it's just he's showing up to the store because he doesn't own a system and he really wanted one.
Right.
And they finally granted him his Christmas wish, so to speak.
Right. It was a nice thing, and yeah, points on you for those who occasionally get the subpar Best Buy employee to help you.
Oh, dude! Every time I walk into, I don't understand that either. Like every time I walk into Best Buy, I get some of the worst service I've ever had, like anywhere. Well, it's beyond me.
There's some hiding around somewhere.
Apparently, giving away Wii U's.
They're not here in California.
No. Obviously not. It's not in Southern California. All the ones here don't know what they're talking about, and we'll send you to customer service.
Yeah, those are our feel goods. Those are the positive sides.
But yes, going back to the happy moment, going back to the fuzzy feels.
Yeah, those are the cool things in the gaming community. Those are the happy ones.
Alrighty. Well, that wraps up episode 1 of 100-Bit Sessions. It was a pleasure entertaining everyone. Thank you very much, and have a great night.
All right, you guys have a good night.